The night air over Baku was heavy, carrying the sound of waves from the Caspian. Ayten returned home from the meeting, her heart still pounding with adrenaline. She had won a battle, but deep down, she knew the war wasn't over. Inside his private office, Elvin smashed a crystal glass against the wall, shards scattering across the floor. His loyal man, Rashad, stood by silently. "They think she's untouchable now," Elvin hissed, pacing back and forth. "But every empire has a crack. Ayten's crack is love." Rashad raised an eyebrow. "You mean Matin?" Elvin's lips curved into a cruel smile. "Yes. She's powerful when she fights for business, but when it comes to her heart, she's weak. If we can break Matin, we can break her." Meanwhile, in Ayten's villa, Matin found her standing on the balcony, staring out at the glowing city lights. She looked calm, but her hands trembled ever so slightly. "They're going to come after us," she whispered, her voice steady despite the fear that lingered in her eyes. Matin moved closer, gently taking her hand. "Let them come. They don't know what we're capable of together." Ayten turned to him, her eyes searching his. "I'm not afraid for me, Matin. I'm afraid for you. They'll try to use you against me." Before he could answer, her phone buzzed with an anonymous message. The screen glowed with the chilling line, "We warned you, Ayten. The game has just begun. Watch him closely, before we take him." Her blood ran cold. The next morning, the city of Baku sparkled with life, but for Ayten and Matin, the day began with unease. The threatening message still haunted Ayten's thoughts. She doubled the security around her villa and company, yet her instincts told her danger was already close. At the office, Ayten entered the boardroom where a major contract was being finalized. Investors from abroad sat waiting, papers neatly arranged. Everything seemed normal, until one of the screens lit up with a hacked video feed. The room fell silent. On the screen, there was a grainy clip of Matin walking late at night, alone. A voiceover played, distorted but menacing. "This is only the beginning. Protect him if you can." Ayten's heart clenched. She immediately recognized the signature of Elvin's tactics: public humiliation, psychological warfare. The investors exchanged uneasy glances, whispers filling the air, but Ayten didn't flinch. Rising to her feet, she looked each investor in the eye. "This is an attempt to break us. But we do not bow to threats. Our work speaks louder than any shadow trying to scare us." Her strength steadied the room, and the meeting continued. Yet deep inside, her fears grew. That night, as she and Matin drove home, a black SUV suddenly swerved across the road, blocking their path. Armed men stepped out, masks hiding their faces. Matin's grip tightened on the wheel. "Ayten, stay down." The leader of the masked men pointed directly at Matin. "You're coming with us. She can keep her empire, but you belong to us now." Ayten's scream tore through the night. The masked men moved quickly, surrounding the car. Ayten tried to unlock her door, but one of them slammed his weapon against the window, forcing her back. "Matin!" she cried, reaching for his hand. Matin's eyes locked with hers, calm yet determined. "Stay strong, Ayten. Don't let them win." Before she could react, two men pulled open his door and dragged him out. Ayten fought to push hers open, but the leader pointed his gun at her through the glass. "Stay inside if you want him alive." Her chest burned as she watched them shove Matin into the black SUV. Tires screeched, smoke filled the air, and within seconds they were gone, leaving Ayten trembling, alone in the middle of the road. She slammed her fists against the dashboard, tears blinding her vision. But when her phone rang, she forced herself to breathe. It was an unknown number. She answered. Elvin's cold voice slithered through the line. "Did you like my gift? Your precious Matin is with me now. You have two choices: surrender your company and fortune, or you will never see him again." Ayten's voice shook, but her fire was unbroken. "Elvin, you've made your biggest mistake. Touch him, and I swear, Baku will burn you out of every shadow you crawl in." The call ended with Elvin's laugh echoing in her ears. Ayten leaned back in her seat, wiping her tears. She knew the war had truly begun. And she was ready. Aiton didn't waste a single moment. She drove straight to her office, where her most trusted advisor, Layla, was already waiting. Layla's eyes widened when she saw Aiton pale and trembling. "What happened? Where's Matin?" Aiton's voice was sharp, steady despite the storm inside her. "Elvin has him. They want everything, my company, my father's legacy." Layla's fist clenched. "We can't just sit and wait. We have allies, Aiton. Your father's old business partners, people who owe him loyalty. Use them." Aiton nodded slowly. For the first time, she understood what true leadership meant, not just protecting wealth, but protecting those she loved. That night, Aiton stood on the rooftop of her building, staring at the glowing lights of Baku. The wind carried whispers from the Caspian Sea, and her heart tightened with determination. "I will bring you back, Matin," she whispered into the night. "And when I do, Elvin will regret ever touching my family." Unknown to her, Matin was locked in a dark warehouse on the outskirts of the city. Chains clinked as he moved, but his spirit was unbroken. He stared into the shadows, knowing Aiton would come, and when she did, it would not just be a rescue, it would be a war.